Hello, welcome. My name is Maya, and this is my first YouTube video. I want to use this as an opportunity to introduce myself, tell you guys a little bit more about my story and who I am. You might know me from TikTok as I'm a roll with it, or from Twitch as AIM, as in aim then shoot, because you gotta aim then shoot. Aim! Sorry, but it's true. You do a lot better if you aim before shooting. Anyways. One of the most common questions I get asked is, was I born disabled? Have I used a wheelchair my entire life? And the answer is no. Growing up, I was super athletic. I did sports like gymnastics, track, cross country. About a year and a half ago, I developed a sickness. I had a headache, stuffy nose, itchy throat. I thought it might be strep or something like that. I was averaging about 2 hours of sleep a night, living off of Pop-Tarts and potato chips, so it really wasn't that surprising that I wasn't feeling that great. During that first week or so, I did go to my doctor just to get tested for strep. Didn't have that, thank goodness, but eventually my sickness symptoms went away, but my tiredness and fatigue did not. I had been struggling to get to my classes on time, I was struggling with stairs, and eventually it reached the point where I just collapsed walking back to my dorm from my classes, and that got really worrying. So I went to my doctor, we couldn't really figure anything out with the initial blood test that they did, and so I decided to rent a wheelchair because I wanted to keep going to my classes. I didn't want to have to drop out for this temporary minor illness, whatever it was that was going on. I didn't think it was anything serious. Fast forward a few months, I was talking to my doctor a lot more. We started running more blood tests and trying to get more answers until we realized that I needed to start seeing some specialists. So I started seeing rheumatology, neurology. I already had a cardiologist that I'd seen like a few months before everything had started. After seeing all of these specialists, seeing second opinions, seeing other doctors in the same fields, I still was not able to get any answers to explain what was going on with me. I'd had brain MRIs, I'd had EMGs to test my nerves and my muscle responses. I had had MRIs of my spine, x-rays of my bones, like my hips and my knees to check on my joints. We found like some things, but nothing that was enough to lead me to an actual diagnosis. So at this point, a year and a half in, I either have a neurological or autoimmune condition, but we're still trying to figure that out. A really common question that I get is, can I walk? Can I stand? When everything first started, I was able to walk short distances, or I was able to walk with my forearm crutches. I slowly progressed to the point where I needed something to hold on to while walking, so I only walked with forearm crutches. And eventually I reached the point where I was too unsteady and too unsafe even with my forearm crutches. So then I became a full-time wheelchair user, and now I'm currently at a point where even standing itself is a struggle, so I'm working on that, trying to do that as often as I can. My symptoms mean I am in constant pain, my whole body is super weak, and there's just lots of other small random things that go on. Like I'll get these tremors or shakes. I call them shaky shakies because we don't know what they are. So yeah, I don't know what's going on in my body. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm doing physical therapy, I'm doing drug trials, and I'm going to keep seeing my specialists and working towards getting an answer. Unfortunately, it can take people up to years, decades, a lifetime sometimes to get diagnosed. Hopefully, I won't be one of those people, but we will see what the future holds. So about 3 months ago, I decided to join TikTok. And the reason I joined TikTok was because I wanted to get a service dog. My sweet, sweet pup, her name was Milu. She passed away earlier this year, and that was just heartbreaking. I had adopted her before becoming disabled, so she and I had done a lot of training together. She was just such a good pup. She was completely in tune with me and my emotions. After losing my pup, I knew that I wanted more companionship. My dog had been my emotional support animal, but I currently, in my state, cannot train another dog, even if it's just a pet. I do also struggle a lot with my independence. I do need help with a lot of things. I am bedbound on many occasions. I can't sit up, I can't move, I can't do things, and so having a service dog would give me a lot more freedom, mobility, and comfort during those times when I am incapable of doing things for myself. I was looking at about $20,000 to $30,000 for me personally out of pocket for a service dog. There are a lot of free programs that donate service dogs to people, but with me being undiagnosed, I am not the greatest candidate for this program. In addition to that, I needed a dog that could do generic task work such as item retrieval or alerting people and barking to get someone's attention. but I also need mobility assistance. And I also wanted, on top of that, was psychiatric support from a service dog. But a lot of programs will not do psychiatric service training for civilians, and it was just hard to find a program that would do all three things. Even finding a program that does mobility work was a challenge for me. So I was able to find this one great program out in California. I knew that I would not be able to afford them on my own. So I started my fundraiser and started dancing on TikTok. I was not expecting my account to blow up in the way that it has. I can afford my service dog. I paid the down payment for the program that I'm working with, which is super exciting. I'm going to get matched with a dog this June. It'll be about a year-long process of them training the dog before I'm actually able to work with and live with the dog. But that's because there's a lot of tasks that need to be trained specific to me. When I first started posting videos, I got a lot of comments about my legs moving because I'm not paralyzed. Not all wheelchair users are paralyzed. There's many conditions where someone might need a wheelchair, such as Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, multiple sclerosis, muscular dystrophy, Friedreich's ataxia. The list goes on. But I quickly realized that there was a lack in knowledge among the general public about disability. And so I started doing more disability awareness posts and realized there's a lot that I can do with this. It's just been crazy how much support I've received from everyone. The community that I found, there's so many beautiful and amazing disabled people on the app that I've learned so much from. Moving forward, I want to continue doing more disability awareness. Amongst that, talking more about my life experiences, doing more dance videos because dancing is fun. I don't have solid plans for what I want to do or where I want things to end up, but I'm super excited for all the opportunities, the potential that all of this has, and I can't wait to keep making more videos.